Education Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the day that we've had together. You've been with us and we've been appreciating that you gave us wisdom and helped us with what we had to do. And again, at our meeting this evening, we ask for wisdom. Let us know what to do. Give us the unction, Lord Jesus, to do the right thing. Bless our audience as they participate, Lord, the residents, and we pray that you will keep us safe as we all go home this evening. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, this is the Board of Zoning Adjustment meeting, so roll call, please.
Darren Brock.
Here.
Tony Kosarowski.
Here.
Frank Mosevnik.
Here.
Brian Clark.
Here.
Tim Cox.
Here.
Chase Hendricks.
Here.
And Emily O'Rourke. Here. We have quorum.
All right, you have the minutes of the July meeting in your packets there. Unless there are any corrections needing made, I'll accept the motion to approve those as written.
I'll make a motion to accept those. I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion properly made and seconded to approve the minutes as written. Roll call, please.
Chase Hendricks.
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski.
Yes.
Frank Mosevnik.
Yes.
Brian Clark.
Yes.
Tim Cox.
Yes.
Darren Brock.
Yes.
Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Approval of the minutes of 7/20/26 as written are approved.
All right, we have two items of business tonight, both of them requiring a public hearing. The first one that we're going to use here is Plaza Street Partner, West Pleasant Road up there. So we have someone representing that. Come up to the microphone, tell us your name and address and what you're asking for this evening.
Absolutely. Landon Brack with Plaza Street Partners, 3400 College Boulevard, Suite 200 in Leawood, Kansas. The variance that we are requesting is for the landscaping setback on the left side of the property. If you can see this, that would be Plan East. We just aren't able to meet the landscaping area on that side due to the master development plans. Within the master development plans of Concord Commons, that area was designated as a cross-access drive for the other parcels, so we're just asking a variance to relieve us from that landscaping section on that east side of the property.
Okay. Just to kind of summarize what we're saying here, this is looking to build a Freddy's.
Correct.
The west side are landscaping requirements on the edges of property. On the west side of that property is supposed to adjoin to the next property. You know, we don't want every business to have a street cut where you got multiple entrances in there. So you get inside there and you can travel from one business to the other. Due to that cross access on the west side, it makes it, he's saying, pretty much impossible to get the required landscaping in that area. Let me ask a question before you open the public hearing. Are you able to relocate the landscaping that was required in that area?
We have done our best to, as you can see on the landscaping
I see a
plan,
lot of
densify as much landscaping as we can. We were not able to relocate all of the trees just because that's a large section of landscaping that we weren't able to maintain. But we have maintained as much landscaping as possible.
Okay. All right, well, we'll have a public hearing. If you'll step away from the microphone for just a moment here, I'll open this public hearing at 6:04. If anyone would like to speak either for or against the granting of this variance from the landscaping code, we'd love to get your opinion. Come on up to the microphone. All right, I see no one. Did we receive anything in writing at City Hall? Okay, nothing received. All right, come back up, please. I'll close the public hearing, 6:04. And I'll open it up for questions up here.
So do you know, percentage-wise, how much you're going to be short of landscaping?
I don't know the exact percentage off the top of my head. I can definitely get that back to the commission. I don't want to guess up here, just because it's hard just based off looking at that plan.
To me, as somebody who's done site development, site design, having the shared cross-access makes sense for the slot and whatever's built on the future lot. Can't put trees in the middle of asphalt. This makes sense to me.
Just additional information, we are conforming to the master development plan with these cross-access streets, and that master development plan was
Right.
previously approved.
Yeah, that is something our requirements. That we're asking them to be able to connect to the adjoining businesses. So we've kind of created this issue because of that. Other questions? Are you ready to take action on it?
If there's no other comments or questions,
Well,
Tony?
You know, one thing that I was looking at is, you know, with the parking being positioned where it is, in particular on the far east side, right up against the entrance, with traffic flow coming in, or even going out, doesn't that present some possible hazardous situation with vehicles pulling out and cars pulling in?
Where are you, on that far, like that northeast corner? Apologies, it's easier
So,
for me to look back up.
I'm on, actually looking at
site
the
plan?
southeast corner.
Southeast.
So that would be the bottom left
Yeah.
on your photo.
Yep.
So you got cars coming in, and then you've got shrubbery or greenery, and then right after that, there's a parking spot where a car could have pulled in and is now pulling out, and cars pulling in.
Correct. So now I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
With that, like we've kind of made, there's two roads there. So you have that main master development road, and then you have a landscape island, and then a cross-access road going east and west there. And then you have that dumpster enclosure with the shrubbery, and then that parking space. Is that what you're referring to right in that
Mhm.
area? The idea would be, and specifically how those parking spaces are laid out, is you would not drive through, you would slowly back up. In terms of like a car coming through and then trying to pull out and to head on traffic, it's,
No, I mean, so
Clockwise
cars
circulars.
parked in the first spot,
yeah.
top of the dumpsters. Now the car's backing out, right?
100%.
And how
Yeah.
is that car going to see cars coming in, see that car backing out?
There's no, I mean, the site triangles, you're 100% correct. The site triangles are very tight there. We will have signage throughout the property of like slow, there's gonna be children in this area, pedestrians in this area. So the thought is like, hopefully people are driving through this area with the intention that it's a parking area, not just a high-speed cross-access area.
It's a pretty short section of road. I don't think people will be. Should not be driving very fast by the time they get to that first spot by the dumpster. They would have had to pull off one of the main roads, and I don't see it from our side being I see what you're saying about but it's a shrub there, so it's still, you can see a vehicle as it's backing out.
Okay. Did that answer your question?
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
Anything else?
No, I'd just say in terms of the variance for landscaping, to me, it makes sense, you know, to get this cross-access that's there.
For that, we have to give up some landscape. It does look like the density is pretty heavy on the other trees and shrubs shown there. So you can only put so much in the space before they just kill each other out, because there's not enough for everything, so. All right, do we have a motion?
Well, so I guess so that it really comes down to is, so we have the limitations that the city has put on because of the master development plan for this entire area. That puts restrictions on this particular property. And then because of the size of the piece of property, it put financial burden on the development of this to do it any other way but this way. Am I correct? I mean, the only other option would be to, and there isn't very many parking spots, so you would have to lose parking spots.
Yeah, it looks like they provide about as much as be
Yeah.
possible to still provide landscaping and the cross access.
I would say it's not a financial issue. We'd be happy to put landscaping there. It is just a site dimensional issue with
Right, I mean, you'd
how
have
many
to
spaces you can fit.
remove parking spaces and
Correct.
stuff like that, yeah, yeah.
Meet the minimum drive aisles, like we are meeting all of those engineering standards and sacrificing the landscaping standards.
Anything else?
Nope. Good.
Satisfied?
All right, if nobody has anything else to add, I move to approve.
All right, I have a motion properly made and seconded to approve the variance for the landscaping. Roll call, please.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Chase Hendricks.
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
Tony Kosakowski,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve Plaza Street Partners variance is approved.
Thank you so much, Commissioners.
All right, our next item is also a public hearing. This is for NLG Printing on West Pleasant Road. Come on up, give us your name, address, tell us what we're asking for this evening.
Jason DeMent, and we are requesting a sign variance for a temporary sign at the Dick's Sporting Goods. We're requesting a double-sided sign that will be 8 foot tall by 12 foot wide.
Okay, and so this is for the purpose of basically advertising the
soon.
properties for sale to
Yep.
development.
Coming soon, and yes, on one side will be coming soon, and then the other side will be advertising additional outlets available for lease.
Okay, step back for just a moment, let me have a public hearing on this. So we'll open this up at 6:12. If you'd like to speak either for or against the granting of this variance to allow a temporary sign that is larger than our code allows, we'd love to hear your opinion. I don't know. All right, seeing none, did we receive anything in writing at City Hall? All right. We will close the public hearing at 6:13. If you come back up, please, sir. I will open it up to the board.
Karen, can you remind me, if this was just a permanent sign for Dick's Sporting Goods, what size would be allowed there?
Well, this is the temporary sign code. Permanent signs would be the monument sign, 10 foot high, is what they would be permitted. This is temporary, so your temporary sign code allows for a 32 foot or square foot facing and 64 square foot total sign coverage. Since this property covers ultimately, 13 commercial lots, they're asking for a sign that's 96 square foot. So 64 would be your limit right now per your code, and they're asking for 64, or I'm sorry, 96. Yeah, the 64 would be permitted on any single lot.
So they could choose without a variance to put multiple signs up to 64 all over, and they're wanting to consolidate and make one nice sign that's larger than allowed. So that's why they're requesting this variance. We don't have sign.
What's the definition of temporary? Do you have a percentage of completion of the project when it'll be taken down?
It'll be taken down at completion of project by the developer when they put the,
But mainly just the Dick's, that's not talking about all the surrounding suites that are for sale, or the lots?
It has
Mainly just talking
outlets.
about Dick's. So,
It's advertising the outlights.
okay. So it could be there for a long time,
Potentially.
potentially.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that same point up. I would, if a motion was brought forward, I wouldn't be able to vote for it unless there was an end date on what we consider to be temporary. Because we've all seen the signs like this that go up and they're there 15 years later.
Yeah. I would go with a time frame too, if we could.
Your code requires them to remove the sign 10 days after the last lot is purchased.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think for a variance, in my mind, would need to be more restrictive than that, because the last lot, I mean, these lots have been available for quite some time in their current state, so.
And And if there was a time limit put on it, the applicant can always come back and ask for a renewal, correct?
They can ask for renewal, but I'll remind you, they do have permission through our code to place a sign. I mean, it might not be 96 square feet, it would be 64 on each lot that they have available remaining in that development.
So it's either one big sign for a potential long time or
So
lots of them.
So would that be appropriate to make it as part of the motion that that's the agreement, that this is the only sign that's put on the property, and if the other signs were to be put on the property, this would have to be taken down?
I don't know if we can do that. It's just a variance request, not like a conditional use, and the other signs are allowed by right.
Right.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is what, a 50% increase on our standard, but if that's
Not even.
not even, so, but the point I'm getting at, it seems like a reasonable request in my mind to put this up there, let this be the one main spot. It might be there for years if the lots stay, but they might all sell tomorrow and it be taken down in 6 months, you never know. And I'm sure they don't want it up there looking bad, especially as those outlots get built and the other portions get built around it. They're not gonna want that obstructing the view to the development itself.
Good point.
If approved, will it only be for one sign? They can't put up other signs?
It's one sign.
Okay.
Well,
Well, they,
on this
They can put
parcel,
up 64 square feet sign.
yeah.
Additional.
They can only do one of this size, if they're requesting for one sign on this variance.
Well, it's my understanding this is for the whole development and not singled to a parcel, correct?
Correct.
but by right, they could put it on other parcels, correct?
As they develop Dick's, and Dick's will place their own signs, you know, at the locations they've requested previously. They will build out. Freddy's is one of, you know, the businesses that you guys just addressed that will be going into this development as well.
So the variance is requesting this one sign. I suppose it could be moved if they put it in there and that lot sold and they needed to develop and put something in that spot, they could move it to another open spot on the development.
Makes sense.
I mean, I think I understand the spirit of it, I just wish there was some way we could protect ourselves from, you know, not that you would do this, but tomorrow deciding that, well, you want this, and then on every single lot, you're gonna put your standard sign.
Right, and I don't think our clients are gonna want just a sign to sit out there the whole time. either.
Right.
The only other way around it is for each client to put a 64 square foot sign on, and then you're gonna have 9 signs out there.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Make a motion to approve the variance?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion properly made and seconded to approve this variance of the sign code to allow the larger sign, temporary sign. Roll call.
Frank Musivnik.
Yes.
Chase Henricks.
Yes.
Brian Clark.
No.
Tim Cox.
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski.
Yes.
Darren Brock.
Yes.
And Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve the LG pending variance is approved.
Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our business for the Board of Zoning Adjustments. We have no old business, no rules, staff decisions. I'll accept the motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved. Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we will move immediately into the Planning Commission meeting for August 17th. As soon as you're ready, roll call, please.
Brian Clark.
Here.
Frank Musivnik. Tony Kosarowski.
Here.
Tim Cox.
Here.
Darren Brock.
Here.
Chase Hendricks.
Here.
And Emily O'Rourke.
Here.
We have quorum.
All right. You have the minutes of our August 3rd meeting. Unless there's any corrections needed to be made to that, I'll accept the motion to approve those as written.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right. Roll call, please.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik.
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski,
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Chase Hendricks.
Yes.
Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve the minutes of August 3rd, 2026 as written are approved.
All right. At this time, we have our public forum. This is when we open up the microphone just to hear from the public. If there's something that you think needs to be brought to our attention, this is not one of the official public hearings. We do have 2 public hearings during this meeting. This is not that. This is just a time for you to bring a topic of your choosing up to the microphone. So I'll open that up here at 6:21. Would anyone like to speak? Right on up, sir.
Good evening, Chairman Brock and Chairman Hendricks and members of the commission.
All right, give us your name and address first. I'm sorry. I forgot.
My name is Jared McGaw, and I live at 314 North Crest Avenue, and I'm here to speak tonight on the sea of red in this room, this town, and these committees and meetings. We are not here to fight you. We're here to partner with you and back you up in protecting Lowell's borders. We know the city of Rogers is using a $240 million bond issue to push forward the Garrett Road overpass and the J.B. Hunt Drive expansion directly into our city limits. Yet these major border altering projects remain mostly and completely absent from our Lowell Master Street Plan. The groundwork is already appearing in the on paper. Civil engineering plans for the Tractor Supply site on North Bloomington explicitly carves out a future road pointing straight east towards the railroad tracks. As the commission knows, pushing road across the Arkansas and Missouri Railroad requires state-level safety review, formal crossing agreements, and a $4,750 non-refundable application fee. Because the commission also serves the board zoning adjustments, you hold the ultimate authority over these variances and conditional uses and right-of-ways required to push through regional traffic through our backyards. We are respectfully asking for transparency on the public road. Has the city of Lowell or the Garner Engineering officially filed that $4,750 crossing application with the railroad? And have any right-of-ways or variances been quietly approved, accommodate this Rogers Street grid? We look to you to protect Lowell's property owners and families, and thank you for this service, and I am formally submitting this remark on the official record to Ms. Liz if she will allow me to carry her. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
So thank you for the email replies.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
There you go. I know we had a big meeting last week. The Garrett Road was on the street, man, and people were shocked, so, thank you for that. Anyone else like to speak? All right, give us your name and address, sir.
My name's Albert May. I live at 312 North Crest. I'm curious to know why School Street was extended a year and a half ago, just opened this past year, and now you want to build a road 300 yards south of there. Doesn't make sense to me, other than the fact that School Street extension borders the mayor's property. It helps his business. But I'd like an answer to that.
But we don't approve any streets being built, that's the city council.
Well,
So if you're gonna ask if they, approve the budget on any streets. And, we have streets a lot closer than 30 feet throughout the city at places, so I don't know why that decision was made.
I'd like for you to consider
Yes, sir.
using School Street, which is already built, going on across and making that little ditty in there for the Garrett Road extension, or whatever you wanna call it.
Right. When the city council approves the master street plan, they will consider your changes, sir.
Thank you.
and business list tonight, starting with Bishop Vineyards Phase 2. We have someone here for that. All right, come on up, give us your name, address, tell us what we're looking at this evening.
Taylor Lindley with Craft and Toll and Associates. This is Phase 2 of the Bishop Vineyard subdivision. Phase 1 was approved several months ago now. They had been pulling building permits, but got official approval to actually start connecting the sewer and closing out homes as of the completion of Puppy Creek, which happened a few weeks ago. So Phase 2 is now ready to be finalized as well. City walkthrough has occurred. Punch list items are all addressed to my knowledge, with the exception of replacing some storm box lids. They have a long lead time on them, so we're proposing to include those in our performance bond to the city. They'll be replaced when they come in. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks.
All right, commissioners, you have the tech plat review in there. This is a final plat approval. Final plat. You have any questions?
Looked pretty clean to me, city staff. Yep.
It looks like the questions were answered well. No areas of dispute.
No, I think they've addressed all my comments.
Okay.
Move we approve?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion properly made second to approve the final plat for Bishop Vineyards Phase 2. Roll call, please.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik.
Yes.
Chase Henricks.
Yes.
Karen Brock.
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski.
Yes.
Emily Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve the Bishop Vineyards Phase 2 final plat is approved.
All right, thank you. Are you our next item as well?
Next 2.
Okay. Bespoke, this is on 322 North Gold Springs. Okay, tell us what we're looking at here, sir.
So
Okay, just check.
yes, Taylor Lindley, Craft and Toll. This is the new commercial building off of Good Springs Road, just south of the FedEx facility. Project is complete. I do believe there's a couple cleanup items that need to happen on the site related to some trail construction, but the trail is complete as well. I was driving out around there right before the meeting, actually. So this plat is ultimately just to dedicate the necessary easements and rights of way. There was a small strip of right of way dedication that was required. I think it's like 2 point something feet, a very small amount, but just to get it aligned with the master street plan and the rest of the improvements along Good Street Road. And then we have utility easements around the water line construction of the fire hydrant that's placed in the southeast corner, as well as cross access easements.
Engineering department satisfied with all the easements?
With the easements, yes. We still haven't done a final walkthrough, but we will do that. But as
So
far
what
as
we're
this,
looking at here, we're
yes.
good.
Yeah, this is just part of the acceptance process.
Okay. All right, so we have an easement plat, looking for approval on that. Let's see. Questions, commissioners?
And pretty straightforward. No comments. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion properly made and seconded to accept the easement plat. Roll call, please.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik. Karen Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski.
Yes.
Brian Clark.
Yes.
Chase Henricks.
Yes.
Emily Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve bespoke X-Men plat is approved.
All right, our next item of business, Taylorfield lot split, Zion Church Avenue. All right, lay it out for us.
This is just a small lot split below the threshold for preliminary plat, taking one lot and turning it into 5, so there will be 4 new parcels created, along with right-of-way dedication for a future extension of the street to the north there. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
All right. Commissioners, you have all the details there, taking one lot, turning it into 5 separate lots. You have the proper easements to allow access to each piece individually.
Yes, the access will be granted through the right-of-way dedication, and then easement access is available for water connections through the matrix racket facility into the south on Zion Church Road.
Yeah, we still wanna have any islands out there that has no straight access, so.
And you mentioned for future road expansion?
So there's a existing parcel that's not a part of the plat. You see there in the northeast corner. That kind of separates this from, I'm blanking on the name of the street. What's the street?
Mills Lane is,
Mills, thank
yeah.
you. Mills Lane to the north that connects up towards Garrett Elementary. So Mills Lane is shown on the master street plan to be extended to Zion Church Road. That's not required improvements for a lot split. It would be if it was a preliminary plat. But the right-of-way dedication is still necessary, so the city should do it.
And then what was used to determine that that would be necessary for this? Like
What would be necessary?
The street?
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
build
we
the
did
road?
master street plan.
Yeah,
Okay, so based on the master street plan, this developer knows that they have to do something slightly different than what they would normally have to do because the master street plan is outlined for growth.
right. The master street plan shows a future expansion connecting Zion Church Avenue to Mills Lane. It's a 53-foot right-of-way dedication. They have dedicated the right-of-way on their portion of the property, and the developer that is performing the lot split did understand and relay to future owners that their driveway that connects to their houses would become a city street at some point.
And what would the process be if the master street plan hadn't identified that growth on Zion?
Then they would have to develop their own street. They would have to create an actual road
In the development?
inside a development. Or give the proper access easement to public right-of-way.
What's our minimum lot width for this?
There is no minimum lot width.
Okay.
Are you talking about the lot, how many lots?
No, I was just, lot 4 by comparison, it's still 137 to 145, it's just kind of a narrower lot. I'm just curious.
This is a typical, I believe it's R2 for a portion of it and R3 on the other portion. Both of those would allow, 40, 50, 60 foot
Okay.
lots pretty typically, so
Easy enough.
that strip is wide enough.
It just stood out to me as all.
Sure.
It looks like the smallest tract you're creating is 2.29 acres. Is that the smallest one?
Yes, there's 2 of those.
Yeah, and then there's a 5 acre, 3.4 miles.
And then there's a 20-acre lot.
We still have the large, you have the left side of 20 acres.
That's correct.
Okay. Other questions? Are you satisfied?
I move to approve.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion properly made and second to approve the lot split. Roll call, please.
Emily O'Rourke,
Yes.
Chase Hendricks.
Yes.
Brian Clark.
Yes.
Tony Kostarowski.
Yes.
Darren Brock.
Yes.
Frank Musevnik.
Yes.
Kim Cox.
Yes.
Okay, motion to approve Taylor Field lot split has been approved.
Thank you.
All right, the next item we have, this is a public hearing we will have, and this is a Lance and Allison Davis conditional use permit for an Airbnb. So come right on up.
Hello.
Okay, your name and address, please?
Yes, my name is Allison Davis, here with my husband Lance Davis, address 1111 Amelia Avenue. And we're seeking a conditional use permit, so that we can operate that residence when we're not using it to be utilized as, either a short-term to mid-term, rental property.
Okay, so this is out, near the park?
Yes.
The new, development that was just put in out there?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you step back for just a moment, we'll have a public hearing on this, open it up at 6:34. If you'd like to speak either for or against the granting of a conditional use permit for an Airbnb, out of that new development by the park, we'd love to hear from you. All right, did we receive any feedback at City Hall on this?
No.
All right, I'll close the public hearing. Right back up, please. 6:34. All right, I guess my first question is, you have seen the usual conditions that we put on Airbnbs. Have you seen
Yes,
those?
yes, sir. Mhm.
I just want to make sure we're aware of that. Let's read those out just for anyone that's not aware, just for the record to have those. Not that they're in here.
No, they're-
Life safety inspection once per year.
Yes.
No on-street parking. You can have one vehicle per bedroom that can park there. Hopefully you've got a garage.
We have a
driveway
garage
space.
and a driveway. Mhm.
Okay. Occupancy allows 2 people per bedroom.
Yes.
So we don't pack it full of people sleeping on the couches and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
No events beyond the approved guests, so they're not inviting a bunch of people over.
Yes.
This is a 1-year permit, requires an annual renewal, and the last item we have on our list is you have to have a local contact, and if there's an issue, someone we can contact and meet with locally.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
any issues on
Nope.
any of those?
Nope, we've gotten all that taken care of.
All right, Commissioners, I'll open it up. We've had several of these in the last couple of years. I think we had one complaint that was handled very, very quickly, and that was as it should have been. So, what's your thoughts?
I don't know if this is our purview, but is there any POA or HOA rules that you guys would have to be aware of that, I guess that would prevent this?
No, our HOA does allow Airbnb rentals. Yes.
Thank you.
How many bedrooms is the unit?
It's 2 bedrooms.
2 bedroom. We saw this before where it was 3.
Yes.
Parking was an issue.
Yeah, no, 2 bedroom. Like I said, we do have the garage and then the driveway. There is additional parallel parking at the end of each street if they had need for more, but I think that the garage and the driveway will be sufficient since they will only be able to house 4 people.
Gotcha. Okay. Questions? Anything else? Take action.
I just do want to clarify that any residents or tenants would need to understand it's 1 vehicle per bedroom, so they couldn't have more than the 2 vehicles.
Yes, absolutely. That will be in our rules and regulations when we send out that, when we have someone that does make a reservation, we'll make sure that they are aware of that.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. Are we ready for a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the CUP
With our usual
With those.
conditions?
with those 2, 4, 6 conditions.
With those 6 conditions. All right.
For-
We have a second also. Roll call, please.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
and Frank Musivnik.
Yes.
Karen Brock.
Yes.
Tony Kasarowski.
Yes.
Brian Clark.
Yes.
Chase Hendricks.
Yes.
And Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve Lance and Allison Davis Airbnb is approved.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, our last item of business is the Stephen Martha Brown Trust. This is a public hearing rezoning on North Goat Spring Street. So, I'll remind everyone that on a rezone, we give a recommendation to the city council. We hold the public hearing. The city council can accept our recommendation, they can ignore our recommendation, they do what they want, but the rezone is officially done through the city council. We can only recommend and we hold the public hearing, so. With that said, please come up and give us your name and address.
Good evening, Will Kellstrom here on behalf of the applicant. Address is 1106 West Poplar Street. So we're just asking to zone this from C2 to R3. The picture on the left does not show it quite as well, but the picture on the right makes it pretty clear that we are excluding the part that is on Goat Springs that will remain commercial from this request.
Just to clarify that, because when I first looked at it, I was a little lost. The red part is the part that rezoned, the whole property is that whole square. This is
Yes.
like half of the square. So they're rezoning the back half of this.
The
piece of
west
property.
20,
The
yes.
west
Yep.
half, so, just to clarify on that part. So all of the red is what has to be rezoned.
Yes, and the reason being for that is I'm sure y'all have seen requests to go from C2 to R3 before. C2 would require us to have a commercial frontage on both of the streets to the north and south of us. I think it's not a very far-fetched argument to say that the commercial is probably more suited for Goat Springs rather than the 2 smaller side streets to the north and south. And after a meeting with y'all's planning staff, everyone seemed to agree with that. So with that, I'm here if you have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, if you step back, I have a public hearing here at 6:39. If you'd like to speak either for or against the rezoning of this land from commercial 2 to residential 3, we'd love to hear from you. All right, did we receive anything at City Hall?
No.
Okay, seeing no one, we will close that at 6:40. If you come back up, please, sir. What do you need to know before we make a recommendation? The whole property currently, as it is C2, the whole property, which allows them to build, you can build high-density apartments, you can build residential, you can build portions of that, as long as you have a portion that is commercial. It's what, 25%?
It's 20%, yeah.
20%. 20% of it has to be developed commercial in C2, and you can develop the other 80% apartments, residential, what you do, according to the latest zoning regulations that the council passed. So they're asking to just take the back half, 50% of the property approximately, and just rezone it to R3 and leave all of the commercial on 50% of the property currently on Goods Road, which is the heavier traffic road at this time. That's what's being requested to see. So, what questions do you have before we send a recommendation to the city council?
So immediately south of there is the FedEx Center, is that correct?
That's correct.
And currently north of Cross Mills is vacant.
To the west is R3 as well. I should have clarified that earlier.
Right, so it's adjacent to some other R3.
I think that request for R3 made sense. That the thing we always struggle with is giving up the commercial aspect, but leaving a large chunk definitely makes that more palatable in my mind. Because I do think Goat Springs is your primary thoroughfare there. And I don't know if Zion Church and Mills really have the same commercial development potential in the future or not.
Okay. Other thoughts, questions?
Yeah, good. So if you go back to the slide before this, so the slide on the left, that the two blue sections, we're only talking about the top blue section next
No.
to the star, correct?
No, that actually exists right now.
Oh, I
That's
see.
the current zoning map, and the star is the entire parcel of the property that they're requesting. So
Yeah.
right now, the entire property is zoned C2.
Okay,
So the blue is the R3, right? The next to
Correct,
it.
Gotcha.
yes.
So that just showing you the properties next to it are already R3.
R3.
Yeah, that property to the southwest is Parkside Townhomes.
Right, that we just did the Airbnb.
My main concern here is the adjacency to the FedEx facility that is, I mean, obviously C2 zone, built as commercial, and here we're talking about putting non-commercial right against it. I certainly understand, it makes sense when you look at the property to the west of it. Again, they could come in and build this, if they developed the entire property, they could come in and do the same thing now, but.
Right, they don't need a rezone to do that.
But that does give me pause.
It could create a buffering zone, that's for sure. Which is a different meaning, but yes.
Right.
Yeah, this is just, should this be rezoned, does it make sense to rezone?
But the slight difference is that the large commercial FedEx facility already exists. And it's not like residential developed next to C2. And then this large FedEx facility came in after the fact, and the residents now have to deal with that. When they build the R2 in that area, people that are buying that will most certainly know there's a FedEx facility there, so they would be buying it with
Well,
the knowledge.
a good example is the Airbnb property that we just looked at.
Mhm.
It was built right behind FedEx,
Right.
after FedEx already existed. So, yeah, when you're building your residential, my FedEx already exists like that. It's a little different situation than building FedEx next to your house,
After you moved in.
after you
Yeah.
already moved in. Yeah.
To be fair, somebody said that about an industrial zone and a railroad track at once upon a time in a meeting like this, and
That's true.
we're paying the price for it several times a year, so.
I think it's worth pointing out that a FedEx delivery center is a little bit different than a metal recycling plant or something else that gives off odors and noise. It's really just truck traffic. I live next to a USPS center in my house, and it's, you deal with some trucks sometimes, and it's otherwise, it's not what I would call a loud, noxious use.
Other questions? Things you need clarified? If not, are we ready to make a recommendation to the council?
recommendation to approve this to city council.
Okay, do we have a second?
A second.
Okay, we have a motion properly made and seconded to recommend approval to the city council on this rezone from C2 to R3. Roll call, please.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski,
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Chase Hendricks,
Yes.
Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve Steve and Martha Brown Trust is approved.
Good luck to the council, sir. All right, that concludes our items of business. Our next meeting is scheduled for the 10th of September. We don't have the 3rd of September, it's the 1st.
You have Labor Day on the 7th.
On the 7th is the first Monday, that's right. So our meeting moved to Thursday with a holiday in our schedule. So we're normally the 7th, which is the first one. So our next meeting is the 10th. No discussions, no committee reports. I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.